What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Blind Gooner. Listen, I hope you're all recovered. I hope you've all recovered from that. Well, listen, I'm going to get into it now. But that pathetic, useless shit performance that we saw. This afternoon. So yeah, listen, I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to talk a little bit. I will get some of your comments later in the show, so don't think that I'm ignoring you. I'm just going to rant for a little bit, and it is going to be a rant today because there's quite a lot of things that I really want to talk about. So yeah, just keep smashing the like button for me. Keep subscribing. Would really appreciate that. Listen, big up everybody in the chat. Big up the people who watch the watch along on Facebook as well, because that was fantastic. Over 2,500 views on Facebook alone. So yeah, that was really nice to see. It was really nice to see that. So yeah, big up each and every one of you on Facebook. But yeah, listen, I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to start by talking about Arteta's team selection, because listen, I didn't have too much of a problem with his team selection. You know, we had Leno in goal. Who was the back line? Bellerin at right back. Mari, Holding, Tierney. And then, you know, going forward, we had Ceballos, Saka. No, we didn't have Ceballos, sorry. We had El Neni, Xhaka, Odegaard, Saka, Aubameyang, and Pepe. So I wasn't too disappointed with that lineup. I kind of got that he rested players for the Europa League. I kind of understood why he was resting players, because listen, on Thursday we've got a massive game. But the problem I've got with this, the problem I've got with today is a couple of things. And the first one being is that we just looked scared, didn't we? Every time playing against Man City, why is it we always look scared? You know, apart from that FA Cup final, the FA Cup semi-final, sorry. But every other time we played Man City, we've always looked scared. You know, do you know what? I didn't even fire my fucking stream up. You guys know who tuned in to the watch along. I fired my stream up and we were already a goal down. You know, and we just looked timid. We just looked timid going through the game. We come into it a little bit towards the end of the first half. But I just don't get it. I honestly don't get it. I honestly don't understand what the fuck is going on here at this club anymore. I really don't. You know, it's just... Pepe was absolutely dreadful today. Absolutely dreadful. Saka was on the left, especially in the second half. Why was Saka on the left? Why wasn't Pepe on the left? Why were they switched? And this comes down to Arteta's poor decision making as well. This is why I will never ever back Arteta. You know, I backed him at the start, as you guys know, but this is why I will never ever back him to do the right thing, because there'll be games like this where he messes around with the lineup. And we saw it again. We saw it back in October, didn't we? When he played Willian as a false nine, you know, which was completely out of left field. And I just look at this team as well, and you know, I've seen a lot of heat being put onto Aubameyang, and yes, you know, rightly so. At this current moment in time, maybe he shouldn't get in the starting lineup. You know, when you've got guys like Lacazette, when you've got guys like Martinelli who are consistently being left out of this side, and then Aubameyang, apart from the Leeds game, hasn't really done nothing. I agree that he shouldn't get into this side. Should we go as far as selling him? I'm not so sure. I've said it for time that we shouldn't be looking to sell him. You know, he's having a blip, and he's obviously having a bit of a blip. But I honestly just don't know where we go as a club right now, because we are starting to struggle. You know, we've lost 11 games in the Premier League this season. We've lost 11 games. And yet there's people out there, there's Arsenal fans out there, and that's their right. That's their right. There's Arsenal fans out there telling me that Arteta is good enough for this job to take us forward. You know, the best way I can describe today's performance is that we just look like a bunch of cowards, not really doing nothing with the ball, having quite a lot of the ball, maybe not as much as other games, but doing nothing really with it. And I'm just getting fed up with it now, getting absolutely fed up with it. And you know, if we're going to be picky as well about the substitutions, which I am going to be picky, because the substitutions didn't help. You know, taking off, you know, bringing on Lacazette was the right thing to do, but why not Martinelli? What does Martinelli have to do to get into this team? You know, he's a bright young talent. He looks like he's going to be a star in the making, and yet he can't get into this team. And it just goes back to the whole Balogun situation as well. A star in the making, but can't get into this team. And yet there's players who don't perform, get into this team week in, week out. Again, Bellerin, what the fuck is... When is somebody going to, at this football club, turn around and say, do you know what? You ain't good enough for this football club. You're not good enough to play in this team, because he offers nothing going forward. He offers nothing defensively, and yet he's always on the team sheet. This is just absolutely appalling. And I don't know. I've just had enough, to be honest. You know, I've had enough. I honestly have had enough of this manager. And then people want to sit there and tell me, oh, but you know, it's the players. The players are the problem. The players are only the players are, you know, some of them are a problem, yes, granted, but it goes back to what I've been saying for time. Who picks these players? These players are only a problem because they're consistently getting picked. You know, so when people sit there and say, oh, but it's Aubameyang that's the problem. Listen, I've given my views on Aubameyang. I don't think we should sell him yet. I think it's too early to kind of make that judgment. But having said that, I'm not going to sit here, and if he's performing like he is, he shouldn't be a starter. I'm sorry, he shouldn't be in the starting lineup. He's got to earn his way into the team. He's got to earn his place. And at the moment, he's not doing that. So when people tell me, right, yeah, they sit there and go, oh, but the players are inconsistent. The players are underperforming. The players are the ones that are the problem. Who's picking these players? Who's picking these players? Who's consistently playing them? Like I said just a minute ago, the players are only a problem because they're being consistently picked. And that buck stops with Arteta. Doesn't stop with anybody else. It doesn't stop with the board. It doesn't stop with the Cronkies. It stops with Arteta. But people want to find any other excuse because they don't want to blame their beloved Arteta. They don't want to blame their manager. They don't want to blame him because apparently he's above criticism. And the moment you start criticizing their beloved manager, they just get all flipping personal, and they just want to dig you out and call you a fake fan and call you a fake supporter. which is just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I'm sorry. I said it and I'll say it again. Arteta is not good enough for this job, for the simple fact being is that he doesn't even get the basics right. He doesn't even get the basics right. He doesn't even get his substitutions right. He doesn't pick players based on performances, which is what he said he would do. Which is what he said he would do right at the start when he took the job. Remember his first press conference? He said, "Oh, I'm going to pick players based on performances. I am going to pick the team based on players who show 100% commitment." And do you know what's really worrying for me, right? What is really worrying is that we can all see it, that there's problems with this team. But yet, when you listen to Arteta's press conferences right at the end of every single game, he always comes out with the same generic bullshit. The same generic crap is that, oh, we played well, we were unlucky, we were this, we were that. And it's the same thing. It is honestly the same thing. And I'm sorry, like I just don't see, like today, Man City were all over us. They were all over us today. In every department on the pitch, they were all over us. In every area. Holding, Jesus Christ. This is why I am a little bit cautious with Rob Holding, because he'll have a succession of good games and then he'll have an absolute clanger like he did today. He weren't great today. No, neither was Pablo Mari. In fairness, Pablo Mari wasn't the greatest. But Rob Holding, he's been at this club long enough now to know what's required. And I just don't even think Rob Holding should be at this club, to be quite honest. He's kind of like a nearly player, which is pretty much like the whole of our team, really, bar a few individuals. He's kind of like the nearly player. He's a decent player, but not going to take us to that next level. Bellerin, I've touched on Bellerin earlier. Absolutely useless. How he gets in this team, and this is what really frustrates me with Arteta, is that he just doesn't seem to drop his favourites. He doesn't seem to drop his favourites. He doesn't make the necessary changes that's required. He could have put Cedric in there at right back. Probably would have done a bit better job than Bellerin. He would have offered something going forward. He would have offered something defensively. Instead, he just plays Bellerin. What does Bellerin offer? What does Bellerin offer going forward? Nothing. What does he offer defensively? Nothing. The guy is finished. People want to criticize Aubameyang, right? Yeah, and rightly so at the moment, because he's not doing what's required of him. He's set himself a high standard, and he's kind of fallen short of that this season. People want to criticize Aubameyang. I'd save your energy and criticize the player that actually deserves it, and that's Bellerin. Bellerin is just probably the worst player that I've seen play for Arsenal for a long time, and we've had some shit players over the years. Like I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And then Xhaka, Jesus Christ, Granit Xhaka. How many more times is this fucking useless piece of shit going to get into our team as well? How many more times is he going to get into the team? And he partners El Neni. He can possibly maybe do a little bit of a job with Thomas Partey, because Thomas Partey makes players around him look decent. But that's more to do with Thomas Partey's quality than Granit Xhaka's or anybody else's who's a little bit shit. But Granit Xhaka and El Neni, it's like putting two tortoises in midfield. It really is. They're just slow. They just do nothing. You know, and I said this when, you know, when El Neni was having his great performance, I think it was right at the start of the season, and he had a couple of good games. I was probably one of the only people that said he's still not good enough. When as Arsenal fans on social media, on Twitter, going, "Oh, El Neni, we should sign him up to a new deal. We should do this. We should do that." And I was one of the only people to turn around and say, "Do you know what? He ain't good enough. Just because he has one or two good games doesn't make him good enough. You can't win the league over one or two games. You've got to be consistent over 38 games. And I'm sorry, El Neni is not good enough. El Neni is just not good enough. So he's part of the problem. He needs to go. Granit Xhaka needs to go. Do you know, like, our only best player today, and I'm going to come to some of your comments because I said I would, so I'm going to engage with you guys in the chat. I know you've been firing them in. Do smash the like button. Really appreciate it. But you know, the real biggest, the only player who could hold their head up high today was Bukayo Saka. You know, he didn't have his greatest game today, but I thought he was the only one on the pitch showing a little bit of fight and wanting to drive forward and wanting to make things happen. You know, I see people getting on Odegaard's back as well. Like, the guy's only been here 2 minutes. Got to give him a bit more of a chance. Got to give him a bit more of a chance. But the issue is not the players, in my opinion. Yes, we know that certain players aren't good enough for this team. But there's players who could come into this team and they might not win us the game. They might not, they might not, we might have still lost today. But the one thing that certain players will do is show passion. I can think of about 3 or 4 changes that Arteta could have potentially made today as a substitution. You know, he could have put Martinelli on. He could have put he could have had Balogun in the squad. He could have brought Balogun on. Instead, it's the same. He's trying to get more out of these same players that have consistently performed bad on a consistent basis. And that's the one thing, like, people, we are consistent. We're just consistently crap. That's the problem. And that is down to Arteta. I'm sorry, it really is. It's down to Arteta. His decision-making is absolutely appalling. I'm sorry, there's no getting away from the fact that Arteta's decision-making is a big problem. The fact that he alienates young players, the fact that he doesn't do enough for me. He's not proactive as a manager. He's not making the right changes. And like I said earlier in the stream, there's only so much you can blame the players. There's only so much you can blame the players, because here's the deal, right? And I said this, he's the same guy. He's the guy that picks them. He's the guy that picks them. And you know, like, we've got a massive game on Thursday, a massive game. And I said this now, that our season depends on that game. And the thing is, like, I'm not even disappointed that we lost the game. I am, obviously, as an Arsenal fan. No Arsenal fan wants to lose a game of football. But when I say I'm not disappointed, I kind of expected it, because I knew we would lose against Man City. But it's the manner of the defeat that pisses me off. It is the manner in which way we just rolled over and let Man City dictate the play. They played like the home team. They played like the home team. And that's happened far too often at this club. Let me just sink this in, and I'm going to read some of your comments now. We've lost 11 games this season. 11 games. We've lost 11 games. Big up Joanne Smith. She says, I call Arteta the milk tray man. Why doesn't he play Balogun, such a talent? I don't know. I honestly don't know why he doesn't play Balogun. It's a mystery. Russ says Leno was the best player, did nothing wrong. And he was our best player. Top four's gone. Only the Europa League is our best way into the Champions League. And that's the thing as well. We had a right good chance today. If we'd have got a result, we had a good chance to sort of close the gap, or to even a point. I would have been happy with a point. But no, and this is the thing as well. I've seen some Arsenal fans which really piss me off. Really pissed me off. I've seen some Arsenal fans say, "Oh, well, I don't want to be in the Champions League because I want to compete." Is that what we've come to now? Is it as a club? Is that what we've come to as a fan base? Lowering our expectations. Is that what it's come to now? Oh, I don't want to be in the Champions League because we're not going to win it. Why? Why don't you want to be in the Champions League? The Champions League offers more money. It's a chance to properly rebuild the squad. Doesn't matter whether we're winning it. You've got to be in it to win it, and we ain't even fucking in it yet. Do you know what I mean? Do you think, right, the Invincibles of 2004, those players would say, "Oh, sorry, I don't want to be in the Champions League." This is a problem with the fan base and the mentality. Is that we've now got to a stage where Arsenal fans don't want to be in the biggest competition because we haven't got a chance of winning. I don't care whether we got a chance of winning it. I don't give a toss whether we could win it or not. Not yet, anyway. All I want to do is to be in the Champions League so we can properly rebuild this squad. All I want to do is to be able to have the finances to go and rebuild this squad, because we ain't going to get that in the Europa League. We're not going to get the players. You know, I said this. I asked Fabrizio a couple of weeks ago when he was on here. I said, does it matter that we're in or out of the Champions League? And it does. He said, yeah, players want to join a club that's got Champions League football because every top player wants to be in the Champions League. And we need top players. And in order to get top players, we've got to be in the Champions League. And it's just a piss take. I honestly don't get it. Joanne says he's got to get sacked soon. Let's have a look. Big up Joanne, Steve, and Joanne says, I'm sorry, if we don't win the Europa League this season, Arteta needs to be sacked. Big up, Roran. Emery was sacked for less. Exactly. Tobias came on for a 5-minute cameo. What is Arteta doing, says Ross Morgan. I haven't a fucking clue, mate. I honestly don't. I honestly don't. I honestly don't know. It's just pathetic. It really is. It really is pathetic. We need to do something. The Invincible team, as old as they are now, would still play better than these jokers. Exactly. Big up MN. He said, "Hey Daniel, we got the 1-0 trophy back." Exactly. Exactly the fucking 1-0 trophy back. And I'm just pissed off, guys. Do you know, I've sat here and I've ranted quite a bit this evening, but it just makes me proper mad that what we've come to is a fan base, as a club, as everything. And this is why I'm just so frustrated. So frustrated. And do you know what, right? Even at halftime, even at fucking halftime, right? If there was an experienced manager, because going in at halftime, you could have changed things up. He could have changed things. And like I said earlier, I'm not saying that Martinelli or anybody, or Balogun would have changed the game, but they would have shown more passion and fight. Why not give them a chance? Why is Arteta not prepared to give these guys a chance? And we're just going to end up letting them walk out the door. Martinelli's going to walk out the door. Balogun's going to walk out the door. And I bet they're going to tear it up in other clubs. And I've just had enough. I'm sorry. I'm just so pissed off. We're not even seeing progress. People think because we've got a better defensive record, that we've made progress. We haven't made progress because we've lost 11 games this season. 11 fucking games. We're Arsenal Football Club. There's no way we should be losing 11 games in a Premier League season. And yet people still want to defend Arteta. People still want to sit there and go, "Oh, but he's this, it's the players. The players have let him down." He's the one picking the players. He's the one that sets the teams out. He's the one that sets the tactics. If there's no ambition from the manager and no ruthlessness in the manager's team selections, and if there's no ruthlessness with his tactics, then how do you expect these players to be ruthless? Because I'm telling you now, we just like a bunch of cowards today. We honestly did. Man City were all over. Man City should have been 3-0 up in 10 minutes. They absolutely should. In the first 10 minutes, they should have been 3-0 up. And yet people still want to tell me to back Arteta. Fuck Arteta. Fuck this process. Fuck this fucking bullshit that is going on at our club. And yet there's people still defending it. Like I said, I understand this change. I understand him changing the team because he wants to rest players for the for the Europa League. But he still should have changed it at half time. Change it better. Balogun was left out of the under-23. I thought he might have played in the first team. Well, there you go. He's not just being frozen out of the first team. He's being frozen out of the under-23 team as well. What does that tell you? It tells you he's fucking gone, innit? It tells you that Balogun is probably not going to be at this football club any longer. And it just sucks, man. It really does. It honestly sucks. Please smash the like button. Would really appreciate that. And do subscribe if you're new. I don't know, guys. Honestly, there's 9 people in the chat. I don't know what's going on at this club anymore. I'm just past. Do you know what, right? I'm actually just past giving a toss. That's how bad it's got. I'm just past giving a toss. Because it's clear to see that these players, this manager doesn't give a toss. And I've just listened. It just is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, you know, we move on to Thursday. We've got a massive game on Thursday. We've got to get the win. We've got to get into the next round. And I'll tell you something now, right? If we go out on Thursday to Benfica, if we lose to Benfica on Thursday and people still back Arteta, then I'm just fucking done. Do you know what I mean? I'm absolutely done because there's no hope for this football club if that happens. There's honestly no hope for this football club if people still back Arteta. And it's just mad. Honestly, I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. I just don't get the hype. I don't get the support. I don't get the all this madness that's going on for Arteta. Hype says Arteta needs to get the hell out now. Exactly, mate. On his way out, indeed, Balogun. Yeah, I won't go to a match for a long time because I don't want to give the club my money. Do you know what, right, though? This is the thing. It doesn't actually matter. Like, if you're a season ticket holder, you've already paid your money at the start of the season. So if you don't go to a game, they've still got your money. So if you're a season ticket holder, then you might as well still go. Like me, I'm a season ticket holder. So I'm still going to go because the club have already got my money. Where to hit them hurt is just don't buy anything at the Emirates. Like the food's shit at the Emirates anyway. Like you get a burnt slice of pizza for £6. You can buy some chicken nuggets that are like £8.50. It sucks. Honestly, don't get anything from the Emirates because it absolutely sucks. It's overpriced crap that even my 6-year-old daughter could probably prepare better than these fucking clowns at the Emirates. It's disgusting. Huh. MPL games against City since Pep was appointed and only 1 point. It's just mad. Cost me over £100 to travel plus ticket. Yeah, that's insane. Mind you, say that I spend more on traveling than I do my tickets. My tickets are the cheapest thing. I think we are supporting Arsenal extinct than Arsenal FC. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jesus Christ. Cheddar says it's a joke, the food at the Emirates. It is. It is an absolute joke. The food at the Emirates sucks, just like the football, just like the people in charge, just like Arteta, just like half of this fan base who back Arteta. It's a fucking joke. It sucks. And it's not even funny. The food is shit at the Emirates. Go to the Wonder Cafe. I've been to the Wonder Cafe, you know. I actually quite like it there. I really do like the food at the Wonder Cafe. That's pretty decent. It's just a shame there's not Wonder on the football pitch. Omar said, got to bounce, mate. See you soon. No worries, Omar. Thanks for tuning in. Not been to the stadium, but football prices and merchandise are a joke these days. Exactly. Overpriced. It's just mad. Honestly, I don't get it. Honestly, don't get it. I just don't get this fucking load of bollocks that is going on anymore at the club. I honestly don't. I don't get this fucking. It's just, do you know what it is? It's depressing, isn't it? It's fucking depressing. I know I've not been a barrel of laughs on this stream tonight, but it's fucking depressing. I can't even take any positives. Actually, yes, I can. I can take one positive. Bukayo Saka. There you go. That's all you need to know. Bukayo Saka is the one player who is immune from criticism right now because he's actually trying. He's the only player, one of the only players that are trying. And Smith Rowe, and you know, when he come on, no, he couldn't really do nothing, could he? Couldn't really do nothing. But yeah, Bukayo Saka is listen, that kid is going to do great things. He's going to do great things. It's just fucking mad, isn't it? It's just mad, honestly. Listen, we move on to Thursday, don't we? We move on to Thursday, and it is what it is. Listen, guys, I'm gonna wrap the show up now. I did say it wasn't going to be a long one, and I've ranted for almost 40 minutes and read some of your comments out. So do smash the like button; would really appreciate it. Please smash the like button. There's 11 of you watching live, so yeah, smash that like button. Smash the granny out that like button because the preview I done didn't get many likes, and there was quite a few in the chat. So yeah, smash the like button, share the content around, and I just want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. And I want to thank you all for tuning into the watch along this afternoon as well with me and Bargav. That was a really good watch along. And big up all the 2,500 views on Facebook. You know, I appreciate all of you in the chat. Listen, I won't be back tomorrow. I'm taking the day off tomorrow, but I will be back on Tuesday. I might try and get a guest on and do a show on Tuesday. So yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday. Leave that with me. And then I'll be back on Wednesday with the preview. I've got Cristiano from the Benfica podcast coming on Tuesday. On Wednesday, sorry, coming on at 4 p.m. And I will be back on Claude's channel on Wednesday. That'll be sometime at lunchtime. I think that'll be like 11:30, the usual time. So I'll be back there. Then I'll be doing a watch along on Thursday. And I'm trying to get a few more high profile guests lined up as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I've got to send a few emails and do all that jazz to see what's occurring. All right, guys. Listen, thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Thank you to all the loyal ones that regularly tune in. You guys are absolute legends, all of you. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Listen, it's not great today, not a great result. It's not been a great 90 minutes today, but listen, we move on, and we go again on Thursday because it's our season defining fixture on Thursday, isn't it? So yeah, we go again on Thursday, and hopefully we can get through to the next round and keep our season alive. But who knows? You just never know with this team. You never know with this manager. You never know with this fucking shit that's going on at our club. It's just ifs, buts, and maybes at the moment, isn't it? But yeah, listen, guys. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Listen, I'm going to wrap this up now, and all enjoy the rest of your day with whatever you're doing. And until next time, bye bye for now.